Uh, I am going to give you some verbs. First of all, in English, if you remember, then you write down the verb in Newa or in Nepali. I don't mind, but the way, we can recognize the verb, how different it is, will be identified. So what is verb actually? I'm asking you, what is verb?
Verb means action.
Okay, one way of saying is action. Give me a second, I need to turn my power on. Keep going, go ahead. Keep going. My battery is down. So one is called action, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then is there anything other than the action? If there's no action, is that going to be a verb or no verb? All the verb has to be action or no action. So give me about 5 verbs in English. Okay, what is verb? 5 verbs in English.
Eat, sleep.
Okay, I heard sleep.
Eat.
Eat. Yeah, okay.
Dance.
Then?
Dance.
Dance, okay. And then? Keep going. Keep telling me the verbs, as many as you can. Sleep,
Run.
eat, and.
Run.
Learn, okay. And then? How you got stuck? Are you out of gas in your system? That's why you got stuck. Come on, the bird. I'm asking.
Walking, sir. Walk.
Walk. Okay, walk. Okay, what else?
Meet.
Okay, meet.
Swim.
Swim. Okay, swim.
Climb.
Okay. Climb.
Climbing.
Climb. Okay, C-L-I-M-B. Okay, climb. Okay.
Dive.
Drive or dive?
Drive, dive, both.
Okay, drive. Okay, drive and dive. D-I-V-E. Okay, dive. And what else? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got enough. Okay, now the first one, you may want to write it down. I have sleep. Go ahead and write down sleep. So sleep in Nepalbhasa is Denegu. D-Y-E-N-A and then gu. Right? Now the second one, you said eat. So eat is Naegu. N-A-Y-E-G-U. Naegu. Right? Now dance. So dance is a compound verb. So first of all, you need to have a pronoun, a noun. That means pyakhan. P-Y-A, K-H-A-N. Pyakhan lue. Lu. Okay, pyakhan lue or pyakhan hule. Both are correct. So lue. Pyakhan lue, L-H-U-Y-E. Lue. And then gu. Pyakhan lue gu. Now learn. Learn is a Sayeke, S-A-Y-E-K-E, and go. Sayeke go, right? So walk. So walk is a Nyashi one, N-Y-S-I and W-A-N-E and then go. Nyashi one go. Now meet. So M-E-E-T. Meet. Napa Laya. N-A-P-A, Napa, La-A. La and then Ye and then go. Swim. Now swim is L-A-L. Lal, Kai. Ka and then Ye. Lal Kai. Climb. Climb is, now I'm confused. Climb, Goe. So G-A-Y-E and then good, go. So everyone gets the last one is go, okay? Drive. So drive is what? This is a borrowed verb. So we don't because the Newa people never use the vehicle, right? So drive yae. I like to say drive yae. So drive and then yae. So maybe it can be a telagari or maybe bus or cycle or anything. So right, so drive yae. And then dive. Dive is what? What's the meaning of dive?
Dubki launu.
Okay, so I don't remember what is called in Nepalbhasa for that one. So lalka is for swim, and then I'll come back later. So I couldn't come up with that word exactly right now because it's a complicated word. So you see that every word has ending with a go, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
the circle that go. So if you circle that all the go, and then what is left over? Ending one. What is the leftover leftover letter in the ending after you take the wo out?
Y-E.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so Y-E-N-E, Y-E-K-E-N-E, Y-E, and then Y-E, and then Y-E, right?
Mhm.
So now, how many have a Y and how many have no Y? So I'm seeing that sleep is denegu. So this has no Y. Right? And then ended with the N. So in the side one, you can write down just the N-E, ne. And then the second one is eat. So eat is noye, and then Y-E. The third one is luye, also Y-E. Fourth one is soye ke, K-E. And then next one is walk, nyashi wane, N-E. And then meat is napalaye, Y-E. And then swim is lalkaye, and then Y-E, right? And climb is goye, is Y-E. And then drive is drive yaye, and Y-E. Now, if you look at the difference, one has a N-E, other one has a K-E, and then next one is N-E. Let's see, Nashi one N-E, and rest of the all Y, right? So we call this a Y category of verb. And then the other one is N category of verb. And then the other one is a LK category of verb. So this is how we divide the verbs in. Now, when we put together in a sentence, then what happens actually, the sleep. So I sleep, you say ji dene. It's the same as like this is ji dene. I eat ji noye. So you can write it down in separate line. Ji dene, ji noye, ji pyakhan luye, ji soye ke, ji nyashi wane, same way, no? Ji napalaye, ji lalkaye, ji goye, and ji drive yaye. So users add a GG. Now G category is there. Now if you change that into Ji noye is I eat. Whether it is right now or whether it is tomorrow, it's the same thing. Not like in Nepali. Mo khanchu, mo pholi khaula. It doesn't work that way. So English has a two different form. I eat and I will eat. You have to put the will to make it future tense. But whereas in Newa, right now, so present and It's the same thing, future. But when it change into past, now in another line, you can make it into past one. Ji dene becomes ji dena. So it becomes dena, N-A, na. You have to pronounce in a different way, not no, but na. Ji, naya, it becomes Y-A, ya. Dance, pyakon hula. So it becomes L-A. Now learn, soeke, soeka, K-A, K-A, soeka. Walk, nyashi wane, becomes nyashi wana. It becomes na, nyashi wana. Meet, napalaye, becomes napalana. Napalana, L-A, lana. Okay, and swim, lal kaye, lal koya, Y-A. And then climb is goye, and then goya, Y-A. So drive yaye, drive yana, so N-A. So the changes, Y and L comes up, K and K is the same thing. So this changes when it's a present or future, and then the past, the structure changes in Nepalbhasa. Ma khanchu, maile khaye, right? In Nepali. Khanchu is for the present, khaye is the past. Same way, I sleep, dena. I sleep is dena. I'm going to sleep or dene. So this is the category. Now you can look at the page 26 in your handout now. Yeah, let's go back to the actual way of looking at the text. So the text, lesson number 19, and there are 3 paragraphs. Since we have 3 people here, so each person read paragraph each, so that we all know what's going on here. So from this category, then whatever the verb you have given me, and then we categorize from past and non-past. So in Nepalbhasa, we call not like a present, past, and future. We don't say that. We call past and non-past. So non-past means the future and present. Past means everything is happened. That's all. Only 2 categories of verb in Nepalbhasa. So normally it doesn't happen in any Indian languages or any other, So I was telling American people that in English, there is no future tense. Do you believe all that? Do you believe that? There is no future tense in English. How do you make it future? Just give me one. What?
Will be.
By adding will.
Okay, so will is not a tense. Will is a state of mind. I wish to eat, right? I wish to go. Where is the changes of tense? But you are making Jabardasti for the will. I'm right here, but I want to be there because I will to go there, right? So that's the future. So when I say that, American people, you are crazy. So they told me that I'm crazy. So because they make up to make it happen. So आफूलाई चाहिने बेलामा जस्तो पनि बिगाडेर अंग्रेजीमा बनाउँछ अब डग भनेको कुकुर हो डगहरु भन्यो भने डग्स भनेर हामी पढिरहेको so but in English what do you have to say dogs यिनीले dogs भन्छ क्या so I was telling them why do you have to say dogs when you write D-O-G-S why just S sound is not coming up in a word because dogs D-O-G is a voice sound and then S become also a J. Thus, they say that. So that same way in Nepalbhasa, we have past and non-past, that's it. So only 2 different kinds of tenses in Nepalbhasa. So now, are you all with the lesson 19, page number 26?
Yes, sir.
So,
Okay, so who wants to go first paragraph? Let's read.
Can I read?
Yeah, go ahead. First paragraph.
Lesson 19, some useful verbs. Structurally, Nepalbhasa verbs are one of the 2 types, simple or compound. The citation form of verbs are infinitival and gerund suffixes a and gu. In this lesson, the verbs are given in two inflectional forms: conjunct and self, and disjunct non-self in the past tense. The full conjugation pattern is in the next lesson. The system of conjunct and the disjunct pattern basically refers to the speaker and listener distinction, which is quite different from the first, second, and the third person in English. In the inflectional pattern differentiates the first and the non-first person, or the self, atma, and the non-self, para.
Okay. So all the verb inflection in Nepal Bhasa inflect according to the person who is speaking, like me, and you all are listener, right? So difference between the listener and the speaker. That's the clear picture of Nepal Bhasa verb. Not like a म खान्छु, तिमीहरू खान्छौ, उनीहरू खान्छन्, not like that. So I versus non-I. So that's how the category. Theoretically, in the whole world, the people who are linguists, they have kind of put together in a very easy way to describe the Nepal Bhasa verb. Only difference in Nepal Bhasa is I versus non-I, speaker versus non-speaker. Okay, second paragraph, who wants to go? You want to go, Kundu?
Just. It is necessary to identify the root of the simple verbs to follow the rules of conjugation. The verbs listed in this lesson are twane, kone, dane, nae.
Okay, second one
Bhaye.
is chone. Second
Chone.
one is chone, CS, yeah.
CH? Yeah.
Yeah, chone.
Twane,
C,
chone,
yeah.
dane, nae, dhaye, kaye, biye, juye, yaye, shaye, and penke. Their
Yeah.
last disjunct forms are twana, chona, dana, nala, dhala, kala, jula, yata, shata, penkala. Since we consider the a as the infinitive suffix, the remaining suffix a is disjunct form in the past tense maker. So the verbs twane, chwane, dane have the roots twan, twa, chwa, don. Whereas in the verbs nae, dhaye, kaye, biye, juye, yaye, shaye, and penke illustrate the roots null, dhal, kal, jul, yat, shat, penk. Therefore, the inflectional suffix a consists of dual information referring to past tense and the disjunct non-self.
Okay, so it is a little complicated, right, to understand.
Yes,
So you may need to read maybe 4 or 5 times. What is going to say? What the Daya sir is telling us about this? So the one-time reading may not be clear enough for you. But if you keep reading same sentence over and over, then you will understand. So all the verbs in Nepal Bhasa end in A, right? So just like in Nepali, khanu, janu, launu, bhannu, sunnu, garnu, that nu represents for the gu. That's what it is. And in English, so how to make a verb to eat, until you say to eat, to work, to do all these things, that is not a verb. If you say to work, if you take them two out, the work is a noun in English. I have a work, right? So walk, I want to walk. If you say add the to walk, then as a verb. If not, then the walk will be a noun. That's how it is in English. But whereas in Nepal Bhasa, so we have to have a ending with the gu, and that gu is indicating as a root of the infinitive marker that comes, the verb comes always with the gu ending, but next to the gu is a is a inflex, it's called, I have given a different infinitive marker. So that's called the infinitive marker. Now the third paragraph, go ahead, Pawan.
Similarly, the compound verbs also demonstrate the same pattern that consists of a noun and an assisting verb such as jul, happen, and yat, do. Any action which is not expressible by a simple verb is demonstrated by forming a compound one. The verb run is expressed by wane, meaning running go. Wane, meaning running. There isn't a single verb for run in Nepalbhasa. Whenever there is a lack of single verb, native people form a compound from native words or borrow from another language.
So that's what the structure, I call is like a compound verb. So the English language, like a walk, and the walk has no one single word because I put that nyashi and then one. So nyashi is the walk, and then one is to go. So nyashi one, and the run is to one and then one. So one is just like a go, and then added with the nyashi, also with the one. So those are I consider as the compound verb forms. So which is sometimes we also use English verb, English word. So somebody is doing the typing, right? Oh, typing yaya. Oh, drinking yaya. Oh, all kinds of, you can borrow the word from English and then add together, then yaya and zuya. So zuya and yaya are the two different, adjacent verb, like in a helping verb. Those are considered as the compound verb in Nepalbhasa. So now I have listed all the verbs in the bottom. So who wants to? Okay, we lost Ankit. Okay, go ahead. So I have given the two different forms. Tonegu, chonegu, denegu, donegu, noyegu, dayegu, kayegu, biegu, chuyegu, yayegu, and shayegu and penkegu. So these are all different kinds of verb depending upon the category. So that becomes the conjunct in the past. Conjunct means the person who is speaking. Disjunct means the person who is listening, just like you. So tona by itself means I am drinking. Chona means I am sitting. Dona, I'm standing. Noya, I'm eating. Actually, I eat, not I am, but I eat. Daya, Daya. So actually, Daya is the, for the past tense, conjunct. Same way, Kaya and Bia and Juya and Yana and Shana and Penka. So these are all ending with the a. Capital A is pronounced as a, and the two double A is also written as a. So a and a difference. And whereas in this song, the person who is listening, Tona, Chona, Dona, Nala, Thala, Kala, Bila, Jula, Yata, and Shata, and Penkala. So the last one is, if you look at the taken out, Chon, Ton, Chon, Don, Noe, Thai, Kai, Bie, Zue, these are all the root of the verb. Just like in Nepali, Khanu, Kha is the root. Janu, Ja is the root. Bhannu, Bhan is the root. Same way in English. So if you take the two out and the leftover will be the root of the, the verb root. But that doesn't work as it is in Nepali and in Nepalbhasa. So the English root is totally different. For example, do is always do becomes did, right? And where that O becomes I. Feed, to feed somebody, and then feed becomes paid. Eat becomes ate. So there's no clear rule in English language. It's so confusing for the learners to learn the English language, because there is no clear pictures like we have in Nepali and also in Nepalbhasa. So this is a very simple way in Nepalbhasa to analyze the verbs. Now, adding in sentence. So if you remember the pronouns, ji, cha, wa, these are things. So ji and jipin is the same category of I, like a conjunct. So this conjunct means the person who is speaking. and I speaking and we speaking and you listening, you two listening, you many listening. So it's the same category. So I and we is same. You and you one, you two, and you many are the same. So that's what it's called the listener and hearer, difference. So this is what the simple way of, analyzing the verb. So once you know all these verbs categories, then you can put into sentence. You need to have to practice to, to put together in a sentence. Otherwise, otherwise it will not be, it will not come back to, memories. So how to make it easy is your way. You have to find out how to make easy to remember. So once you put together all the words in a category, and then you start analyzing, take it out to do, and take it out to go, and then go, and then left over the DNA. So that N, Y, these are all in the next paragraph, next pages, we'll figure out how to categorize the verbs. So for example, in English, we have a do, we have a eat, we have a feed, we have a dance. There's no category of English verb. You can put together all this, but all the English verbs put according to the meaning, but not as a structure. But in a structure, we can find in a very easy way. Okay, Ankit is back. Somehow, maybe he disappeared. So this is a little bit difficult, right, to understand.
Yes, sir.
So Nepali ma bhanu ke kya ho त्यसमा अब? What happened, Ankit? You just lost your
yeah, I lost my internet. So
okay, so now who wants to review for Ankit? So you wanna go to what I just said?
It's really difficult, sir.
Okay, we are going through the list of the verbs. You know that infinitive form? Can you look at the list?
yeah,
The
yes.
infinitive past. Okay, can you read out all the one first category below the infinitive? Can you read out all those verbs? Okay. Your voice is not coming. Okay. No, you're trying to get the
Tonigu, sorry. Am I clear now?
Yeah, keep going.
Am I clear now?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm asking for Ankit. Okay, your voice is disturbing,
Okay. Tonigu, Noigu, Noigu,
No, the one from the lesson.
yeah. Koigu, Bigu, Jue, Gu, Yaigu,
Okay.
Saigu,
Okay.
Penkigu, Penkigu.
So now in the next column, like a conjunct, what do you have?
Conjunct. We have
Okay, so he's having some problem with the internet. So, but anyway, so
on next. Chwane, Done, Noe.
okay, I will have somebody else do it. Say that, that's fine. So to make it into sentence, the very simple way, use the word I, G, Ji tona, Ji dana, Ji naya, Ji Daya, Ji kaya, Ji biya, and Ji zuya, and Ji yana, Ji shana, and Ji pinka. The users add the G. And then in the second one, in disjunct, Son tona, wo chona, wo dana, wo nala, wo tala, wo kala, wo bila, wo jula, wo yata, wo shata, and wo pinkala. You just add a G and then wo or cha, doesn't matter for the second one. So that's how you need to practice. So can you do that using wo and using G? Just two different ways. For the ma or G is tona category. It's called a conjunct. For the wa or for cha is the tona category. So you just keep saying that, adding the ma, adding a G, or adding cha or wa. So who wants to go first? Ankit having some internet problem. Okay, Kundu, you want to go?
Sure,
Or you
sir.
Pawan want to go? Who wants to go first of both of us?
And
No, okay, Pawan, go ahead. You
Yes,
have a
sir.
category of adding G.
Okay, sir. So G Tona, G Chona,
Uh-huh.
G Dana, G Naya, G
Okay.
Daya, G
Okay.
Kaya, G Bia, G
Okay.
Jia, G Juya, G Yana,
Okay.
G Shayana, G
Okay.
Shana, G
Okay.
Penkya.
Okay. Kundu, next in the category, decent.
Cha tona, wo chona, cha dana, wo nala, cha
Okay.
dala, wo
Okay.
kala, cha
Okay.
bila, wo jula, cha
Okay.
yata,
Okay.
wo shata, wo pyankala.
Now, there's something is wrong in this sentence. म अहिले क्लासमा भइरहेको छु कि पछि कुरा गरौँ ल. Something is wrong in this category. The reason what is wrong in the category is Nepalbhasa words are very, very sensitive in case mark. Something is active and not active. So for example, if you say ma in Nepali, ma khaye is okay, but you have to say ma maile khaye. Ma khanchu and maile khaye. That le is active, case mark, active marker. Same way in Nepalbhasa, we need to have something to add that somebody is doing something. So for example, jin tona, because drinking work is happening, right? Jin tona, won tona. Now G cannot be just a G by itself. It has to be G. You need to make it in a nasal form. That nasal form is like a le in Nepali. So G tona,
G Tona.
but not a G chona. G chona. Maile khanchu, ma boschu. Same way. Because you don't need to have a G on that. So when we talk about the case marks, I will make more clear on that. So adding that tonego, donego, noego, daego. So daego is to beat somebody, right? Beat somebody or kill somebody or maybe beating somebody. So need an action bar. The action bar need the active action marker. So that action marker is a le in Nepali, and then jin or ram le or rama or kundu kundung or pawan pawana. So those kind of things are appropriate to make it the action. So that's called the active marker. So these are a little bit at the beginning. Right now we are just talking about first time today, so it will take time to remember or not. Whenever the sentence you need a le in Nepali, you need to make it a G, not only just a G. If it is a ma hirsu, you cannot say maile hirsu. Can you say maile hirsu?
No.
You have to say ma hirsu, right? So ma hirsu is a G. Maile khaye is a G. G, cha, wa. Okay, adding all these, the category of tone, chone, dane, noye, daye, these are all category of verb. Whether which one takes le and which one does not take le as in Nepali, so you need to make it the pronoun G or G. So how do you differentiate? In English, there is no difference. I drink, I stay, I stand, I eat, I heat, I take, I give, I happen. I happen, I do, I kill, I kill. Nothing happens in I. But whereas in Nepali, mo piunchu, mo basu, mo utsu, mo. So these are all mo. But whereas in the past tense, you have to say मैले पिएँ, म सुतेँ, म उठेँ, मैले खाएँ, मैले हिर्काएँ. Le is there. That le is replaced in Nepal Bhasa with the nasal sound. Ji, wo, cha, chi, weka. So these are kind of, you have to make a nasal sound to see the clear picture of Nepali. Le is the case mark. It is called case mark in Nepali. Or vibhakti. So we are a little bit going deeper on. So is it good? Are you following me, or you just lost somewhere in between the planet, Earth,
Yes, sir.
Earth and sky?
Following, sir.
Following? Okay. Now, I'm going to give you about 3 minutes to look at all the verbs in both categories, in Nepal Bhasa and also in English. What happened? So just go through each and every verb. So what is the similarity and what is not similar, and then what's going to happen? So take a look for 3 minutes. Just study by yourself. And then I like you to, what did you understand? So I'm going to ask you a question. Then we'll take a few minutes break.
Daya, Dhala, Aigu, Kaya, Kala, Bia, Bilo, Zuya, Jula, Yana, Yata, Saigu, Sena. Stay, eat, take, give, happen, Zuya, Jula, Yana, Yata, Siana, Sata, Pinko, Pianko, Piankola,
Okay, so if you look at the page, page 30, this is how we categorize all the verbs. So section 1, section 2, and section 3. Did you see that page? Page 30.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in section 3, class, the verb class 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Verb class 1, when you have the ji noye and then naya, it's a n on both. Verb class 2, it has a n and then that changes to t. Nyana and nyata. So there's a different, Verb class 3, it changes to y, yaye, and then hula, huye, hula. And fourth category, both are LL. So right now it takes time to understand all these things going on. So the fifth category is TT, PP, and KK, Penke, Penkala. So that's what it's. So I'm just giving you some hints. We'll be talking about more and more about the verb until you understand. So now we are moving from the elementary school to a little bit in the high school level, English grammar right now, Nepalbhasa grammar. So the first 3 weeks we were in elementary school. Now we are jumping from elementary school to high school. So it takes time for you to understand everything right now. But while we practice all the sentences in the next few minutes, so after the break, we will practice some sentences, then you understand them. Okay, so you want to go somewhere, drink some water, stretch your leg, and then stretch your eyes because you feel like a sleepy because you just wake up from your bed. So just go to bathroom, come back in 5 minutes. It is very necessary for you to give brain a break. I'll see you in 5 minutes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I'm back. So now we're gonna practice on page 27, lesson 20, verb conjugation in the past tense. Is Kundu and Pawan there or not yet? कस्तो अलि गाह्रो छ कि सजिलो छ आफ्नै भाषा हो बानी नभएर हो जर्मनमा गएर जर्मन सिक्न गएपछि कस्तो हुन्छ त्यस्तै हो जर्मन भाषा सिकिरहेछ कोरियन भाषा सिकिरहेछ चाइनिज भाषा सिकिरहेछन् रसियन भाषा सिकिरहेछन् नेपालमा तर आफ्नै भाषालाई गाह्रो हुन्छ त्यो सबै कुरा चाहिँ बानी नभएर हो Okay, time up, Kundu and Pawan. You may want to read the paragraph on the first one. So go ahead, Ankit.
As mentioned in the previous lesson, the verb conjugation pattern is very simple in Nepalbhasa. However, one has to keep in mind that it does not distinguish between singular and plural. Both illustrate the same pattern.
Next one too.
A distinction must be made between the regular and honorific forms. Once you use the honorific form of pronouns, chickpea, wake, and wakepee, you are obliged to use the honorific ending dil or zal of the auxiliary verbs. The ja form is used only for come and go verbs.
So now practicing the speaking practice. Go ahead and to practice and say all those. So please listen to what Ankit says.
Ji jan noye.
Okay, I didn't hear the nasal sound. There has to be a anuswar. Make it clear.
Ji jan noya.
Still not clear.
Ji jan noya.
He is not there. I'm hearing something different. What is missing? Kundu, help me. Help him. You are mute.
G,
So
ja,
unmute.
noya.
G, not only G. You see that dot?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's the main point.
Ji jan noya.
Yeah, now you get it. Okay, go ahead. Second one.
Jimso jan noya.
Yes, go ahead.
Cha jan nola.
Okay,
Chimso jan nola.
okay,
We jan nola.
okay,
Imsa jan nola.
okay,
Chi jan noya adila.
okay,
Chikpinsa jan noya dila.
okay,
Wake jan noya dila.
okay,
Wake up pinsa jan noya dila.
okay,
che wana.
okay,
Chipi chae wana. Che wana. छि छि छे जाला
Okay.
चिकपी छे जाला जाला ओ वे वे छे वना
Okay.
इपी छे वना
Okay.
वेका छे झाला
Okay.
वेकपी छे झाला झाला
So
झाला
if you keep saying all these sentences more than one time, then you can catch the rhythm. So right now you are reading first time, so it may be a little bit difficult for you. Okay, now Pawan, I want to hear from you how you pronounce say all those sentences.
So ji ja naya,
Okay.
jimiso ja naya,
Okay.
cho ja nola,
Okay.
chimiso ja nola, wa ja nola, imiso ja nola, chi ja naya dila, chika pinso ja naya dila, wekala ja naya dila, weka pinso ja naya dila, cho chwe wana, chipi chwe wana, chi chwe jala, chikapi chwe jala, wa chwe wana, ipi chwe wana, weka chwe jala, weka pi chwe jala.
So it's not a chen, it's not a chuen, it's a chen.
Yeah, okay.
Chhya and then nasal sound. Chen.
Chwe.
Okay, now Gundu, your turn.
जी जा नयाँ जिमीस जा नयाँ छ जा नल छिमिस जा नल व जा नल इमिस जा नल छि जा नयाँ दिल छिकपिन्स जा नयाँ दिल वेकल जा नयाँ दिल वेक पिन्स जा नयाँ दिल छ छे वन छिपी छे वन छि छे झाल छिकपी छे झाल व छे वन इपी छे वन वेक छे झाल वेकपी छे झाल.
Now, do you understand all these sentences? Because already they are in English. So, right? So can you translate each sentence in Nepali? How do you say that? I want to see whether you understand or not. Ankit, translate in Nepali.
मैले भात खाए हामीले भात खायौं you ate rice उसले भात खायो
You.
ए तिमीले भात खायो
Okay.
अर्को इज छिम्स जानला तिमीहरूले भात खायौ she ate rice was उसले उनले भात खायो उनीहरूले भात खाए छि जा नयाँ दिल उहाँहरूले भात खानुभयो तपाईले भात खानुभयो तपाईहरूले भात खानुभयो देन वेक जा नयाँ दिल तपाईले भात खानुभयो तपाईहरू
C is not the tapai.
हजुर it's difficult to translate because
No, I have given you the English sentence. So how do you translate that?
yeah she
is a second person, but wek is a third person.
Yeah. उसले
Yes, usle.
उहाँहरूले भात खाए
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
Yeah. You went home. तिमी घर गयौ you went home. तिमीहरू घर गयौ you went home. She means to respect someone. तपाईँ घर जानुभयो
Yes.
तपाईँहरू घर जानुभयो he she went home ऊ घर गयो
Okay.
उनीहरू घर गए she he went home wake up means to respect उहाँहरू घर गए उहाँ घर गए then उहाँहरू घर गए
Okay, so at least you understand the meaning. So I don't care about what the subject you use, so that's fine. So now what we are need to be focused on that G and Jimisa is both are I and we, right? But Naya and Naya, that's the clue you remember. In Nepali, we have a Maile Khaye, हामीहरूले खायौं. That doesn't apply in Nepalbhasa. It's the same thing. I and we is the same. That's number one clue. Cha ja nala. So you eat, and one nala. So chimisan nala. So you singular and you plural is the same thing. Nala and nala both, right? Chin ja naya dila. Now respect form. Chin ja naya dila. Chikupinsan ja naya dila. Singular and plural is the same thing. It doesn't make difference. Whereas in Nepali, तपाईहरुले भात खानु भयो. Plural is also तपाईं भात खानु भयो. It's the same thing in Nepalbhasa, in Nepali. So respect form in Nepali is the same. Wekalan ja naya dila. Same way in plural also. Weka pinsan ja naya dila. Singular and plural in Nepalbhasa is the same. No changes. Wo chen wana, cha chen wana. You went home. And chikapin chen wana, plural. So you went home and you more than one went home, the same thing. Chi chen chala is a respect form. So chala is only for to come. And chikapin chen chala is also the same form. Whether it's a respect, but the same form for chala. What chen wana? So ipin chen wana. Ipin is plural, it's still wana and the wana. Weka chen chala is a chen chala for one person, and then also for more than one, weka pin chen chala. Now it's a very simple formula that in Nepalbhasa, there is no change in plural. Singular, plural is the same form. The difference is the speaker and hearer. Speaker means the person you are speaking, and then a hearer means the person who are listening to you when you say something. So that's the only difference. It's a very simple. In English, I go home, we go home. But in Nepali, म घर जान्छु, हामीहरू घर जान्छौं. That छौं in Nepali does not apply in English and also in Nepalbhasa. म घर जान्छु, तिमीहरू घर जान्छौ. So it's a different form in verb ending, whereas in Nepalbhasa it's the same. The only difference is the speaker versus hearer, and also past versus non-past. So this is the only thing you can remember in your memory, that Nepalbhasa verb is a very, very simple. In English, there are 16 different kinds of tenses in English. But whereas Nepalbhasa is only past versus non-past. That's it. That's all you need to remember. So it's very simple from that sense of understanding the verb conjugation, but verb category is a little bit complicated. Now going back to next page, now another conjugation in non-past. So, okay, so maybe I should ask Kundu to go with this one. So read the paragraph first from the very beginning, and then listen carefully.
Verb conjugation in non-past tense, present and future. This lesson focuses on present and future verb conjugation. In Nepalbhasa, present and future conjugation, like past conjugation, do not distinguish between singular and plural forms. The regular and honorific variation applies to present and future verb conjugation as well. The first person is marked with A, and non-for is marked with E, and the honorific form is adi. The jhala form of non-past is a jhai. To remember,
Yes.
non-past, conjunct A, disconjunct E, honorific adi.
Okay, so go ahead the sentence also. Keep reading all of them.
जी जा नए, जिमिस जा नए, छ जा नई, छिमिस जा नई, व जा नई, व जा नई, इमिस जा नई, छी जा नयाँ दी, छिकपिन्स जा नयाँ दी, वेकल जा नयाँ दी, वएक पिन्स जा नयाँ दी, छी जी छे वन, जिपी छे वन, छ छे वनी, one, sorry, I'm sorry. जी छे वने, जिपी छे वने, छ छे वनी, छिपी छे वनी, छी छे झाई, छिकपी छे झाई, व छे वनी, इपी छे वनी, वेक छे झाया दी, वेकपी छे झाया दी.
So if you compare each and every sentence, you see the difference. Very, very easy, very, very simple. Compared to Nepali and English, it's a very simple. Only difference in English is the third person singular. She goes, she eats, he eats, but they eat, they go. That's the difference. So singular, the third person singular in English is different. The others are all same. So I go, you go, he goes and she goes, but I go, you go, they go. It's the same thing. But whereas in Nepalbhasa, so only difference is past and non-past, and one first person is speaker, and also the hearer, you and he, she is all same. So okay, so I try to put together as simple as possible. Is it really hard for you? The only thing you need to your patience and your practice. The patience and practice will give you perfectness. So it's not something, I don't have any medicine to feed you and then everything comes to your brain. So I don't have that kind of thing. So more you put the time, the more you can learn, the more you can understand. So now if you put together the lesson 21 and then 20 compared together, you see the difference very clearly. This is all the verb we have, the verb conjugation we have. Conjugation in past tense and conjugation in non-past. I said that non-past and past. There's no future, there's no present. The only way we can talk about in verb conjugation in Nepalbhasa is what is happened already and what is not happened already. So those are only two clauses in Nepalbhasa to understand the verb. So every single sentence, I have a same verb, 8, right? 8, and then 8, all. So whereas in the non-past, I have also the same verb. So the difference is genes are naya, genes are noye. Now, using that pattern, now remember the verbs we listed at the very beginning in English. Now let's put together this formula into the list of verbs we did. I have a sleep, eat, dance, learn, walk, meet, swim, climb, and drive. So using those verbs, put into these categories, and then let's practice. It will give you some hints how to put together in sentence. So who wants to go first? Using the verb list, I ask you to write down in the very first, the very beginning. Sleep, eat, dance, learn, walk, meet, swim, climb, and drive. So if you make a mistake, don't worry about it. So we correct, but at least we practice. Now using the word G, so what happens with the sleep? Sleep is action verb or non-action verb?
Non-action.
Non-action verb. Sleep is no action verb. Yeah. Okay, to differentiate between the action and non-action, you just ask a question, what? What do you sleep? Do you get the answer? What do you sleep? Okay, when you ask the question, what do you eat? You get the answer, right?
Yeah.
So if you ask the question, what? If you get the answer, that means action verb. If you don't get an answer, that means non-action verb. So for the technical way, have you heard about the word transitive and intransitive?
No.
Transitive verb and intransitive verb. Sakarma kriya and akarma kriya. The verb Sakarma Kriya and Akarma Kriya. Sakarma Kriya is a transitive verb. When you ask the question, ask using the verb, you get the answer, that's the transitive. When you ask the question, you don't get the answer, that is the intransitive. So sleep, see, dog, see is transitive. Sleep, let's see, feel. What do you feel? And do you have an answer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you say yes, that's a transitive. If you say no, that's intransitive. Okay, who wants to try with the same sentence using all those sleep, eat, dance, learn, walk, and meet? Let's practice. So maybe 2 verbs for each person. Sleep and eat, I give you for Pawan. You people try. Eat is already there now. Sleep. How do you say sleep using the verb jeans are naya, that kind of sentence? And then the jeans are naya. How do you make it?
G dena. Dena.
Yes. Okay, keep going.
G ja naya.
Okay.
Naya. Yeah.
And then the non-past, past and non-past, both put together, both.
Okay. So I will sleep. So G dene.
Yes. Okay,
G
that's how we go. So plural, Jimmy san.
Jimmy saw dene.
Okay, so
Jimmy saw
is it sleep is a action verb or no action verb?
No.
no action word.
No action verb. So that means Jimmy san is not necessary. GP.
Jimmy
Yeah,
dene.
GP.
Okay, GP dene.
Yeah, GP dene.
GP dene. G dene
Okay.
and GP dene.
Okay, now eat one. You already have the eat. Many times we practice that.
Jimmy saw Zane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so who wants to go with the dance?
Sorry, me.
Ankit, go ahead with the dance. Okay.
G pyakha ula.
Ule.
Ule.
Ule for non-past and then for past.
G pyakha ula.
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 Oh yeah, hula. Okay, and learn.
G siana.
Learn is what?
Learn means
No, I mean what's the power for learn? Nepalbhasa learn.
Sekigu.
Okay, saikegu, jin saika.
Zoika.
And then the non-past.
G seka.
Saika for non-past and then saike for non-past.
Sir,
Jin
siana
saike.
and seka are same thing or are they different?
Saike means to learn something.
And siana?
Shana is to kill.
Oh.
Shana is to teach.
Teach. Okay. Shana is to
teach. Yeah. Shana is to teach. Okay, so Kundu, you have the verb walk and meet.
G nyasi wane.
Okay.
G nyasi wane. And GP?
Yes.
GP nyase wana.
That's the past tense.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a wana and a wane. Both are fine. So G nyashi wane, GP nyashi wane, G nyashi wana, GP nyashi wana. Okay, how about for meet?
G napalaye.
Okay, and then past.
G napa lana.
Lana.
Nala.
Lana.
Lana.
Yeah. G napa lana. Okay, so that's how you put together all the verbs and then make into G and Jimisa. So same way put together the Cha and Chimisa. So you need to, next time I see you, I think please, put all together like conjugation of all the 9 different verbs into sentences. That's your homework. So because if I ask you the same from the handout, from the paper, you will just copy and paste. That doesn't work for me. So you have to work hard a little bit. And then in addition to all these verbs, you can also bring more verbs put together. If you need help, you can ask to anybody in your home, maybe your friend, hey, I have a homework to do. Can you help me out? So I have this verb, I have to have, I have to have we, I have to have a you and you plural, and then he and she, and then all put together. So make a list in a copy. So maybe 1 or 2 pages. So put together, it will be one of the rewarding for you when you finish the 10 weeks class. And then you will be proud of yourself. Oh my God, I did not know anything before I start this class. Now I'm expert. So you can teach to other people. So you will be a teacher for the other people who doesn't know yet. And then if the other people make a mistake, you can tell them, hey, that's wrong. This is how it should be. So who said that? So Daya said that. You can just point on me. So if you will, okay. So this is very important for you to keep in mind. But I never want to give you too much, because giving too much, you cannot digest. Maybe if I give you too much, so you might get some, diarrhea going. So it's not a good idea, sir. But anyway, so this is how it works. Balwasa birds are very easy, but you have to make it, bandarko hatma nariwal, not like that, sir. If you keep it in a very simple way, it's very easy. If you think this is very hard, then it's always hard. So I give you the very simple way. So you need to go to Swayambhu, and if I tell you are in the airport, and if I tell you that you go to Ring Road and drop this off, all these things, rather than saying that way, just go this way directly, you will be in Swayambhu. So this method is a fast way of getting into Swayambhu. Go to Swayambhu. It's a very simple way. But if you get lost on the way, you can ask to somebody in the way, right? Same way, when you read all these paragraphs, when you read all the verbs, you may get confused, but at least you can ask each other. You need to keep talking each other, not just for today. Share the email address, share the phone number, share the text message and everything. Hey, I couldn't figure out what to do. So you have 6 days left before you see me. So you can figure out how to make it happen. But at least give it a try. You make a mistake, that's fine, no problem. But at least try. So do you want more verbs, or it will be too much for you to finish 9 verbs, like a sleep, eat, dance, learn, walk, meet, swim, climb, and drive. Can I add more verbs? No? Ankit is shaking head. No. So, okay, you can figure out yourself. So I don't need to tell you that. You add more verbs. So what's going to happen? If you need a verb, just ask somebody. Maybe I think Kundu may have more verbs she has. So she can add more verbs because she grew up in a family where Nepalbhasa is being spoken. So, right?
Yes.
So definitely you can add more verbs. Any verb you can add, and then make a sentence. Ji, cha, and one. Jimisa, chimi, chikipi, and then all. So add all those verbs into the category of sentences. So now we haven't talked about just like extra object. Jin, ja, naya is a very ja is not only just the rice. Hey, timle bhat khayo? He may not be eating rice every single day, but we still say that timle bhat khayo. That's a cultural question. But in English, a lot of people say, did you eat rice? You never ask that question when the dinner time. They say the word dinner, right? So za is not just only the rice, it also means the food. The food, when you're asking the same question to evening time, that means like an evening meal. When you ask the same question in the morning time, that is lunch and dinner. So za indicates the lunch and also for the dinner. So, but then symbolically it is the rice. We cannot translate just the rice is rice or like a bhat or za. So Jani Dhunala is a question to ask like a greetings. So a lot of people ask Jani Dhunala. So that means, have you had a dinner? Have you had a lunch? So that's a symbolic way. And when somebody is seeing at the early morning, 6 o'clock, do you ask the question, Jani Dhunala?
No,
Why? Why not?
because it's not the time to eat rice.
So what do you ask when you see somebody in the morning?
Cha duna.
Chane tuna.
So anything you put in your mouth in Nepalbhasa is not like in English. So everything in Nepali is khane, right? So rakshi khane, dudh khane, chia khane. Even the kiss is also khane in Nepali. Muai khane, right?
Yeah.
So in English, it's very difficult for me to people understand. Why do you have to eat kiss? Because they don't use the word eat kiss, right? So the kiss is like an action. So because it could be I kiss her and he kissed me, but kiss can be a noun, kiss can be a verb. But that doesn't work in Nepali. So moi by itself is a noun, and then khanu is the verb to make it the kiss as a verb. So that's why the difference within same word is used in a different context, it has a different meaning. Ja could be a lunch and ja could be a dinner. So Chatone, if you sing at the middle of the night, do you say that have you had a tea?
No.
Do you say never? So it also every single meaning, every single word based on the context. So that's why Nepalbhasa also go in the same way. So everybody, go into, cultural value is also important when you learn the language. Not just the writing, the sentences also. So every single person when they speak, so it also comes along with the context of the scenario of that, timing. So that's why in the very beginning we have a Swayambhu, Vanagu, Gana Chayago, these things are we added in the conversation at the very beginning. So I don't have the conversation right now, but these are all the examples. Now, a little bit turning back to forget about all the verbs now. Let's move on to 29, lesson 22. I have some examples, then you can figure out how to add some words when you use the verb. So, who wants to read that 22? Page 29, lesson 22. Volunteer, raise your hand.
I'll do it, sir.
Okay, Pawan raising hand. Go ahead and read the paragraph at the beginning and.
So lesson 22, verbs derived from adjectives. It was mentioned in lesson 16 that Nepalbhasa adjectives behave like verbs. In addition, they fit into the verbal structure, conjugate accordingly with the inflectional pattern and function as intransitive verbs. In order to make these verbs transitive, the structure changes to the causative pattern as shown in the last two examples in this lesson. The adjective bala, nice, have the inflectional pattern as follows. Bala, nice, adjective. Balai, to be nice, verb. Balai, it will be nice, non-past disjunct. Balata, it became nice, past disjunct. Balake, causative form. Balaka, past conjunct. Balakala, past disjunct, and balakai, non-past disjunct.
So all the adjectives in Nepalbhasa, it doesn't work same way as in Nepali. Rato, hariyo, pahailo, sheto, purko, aglo, these are all adjectives in Nepalbhasa, right? In Nepali. It doesn't work the same way in Nepal. So all the adjectives, it function as a verb in Nepalbhasa. Balaye or masuye or tuyuye. So these are all the adjectives. But it functions as an adjective and also function as a verb in Nepalbhasa. So that's why I added this verb. Verbs derived from adjectives. So to become red, or it is red. To become red and to make red, there are two different ways of using the red in English. To become red is by itself. You put the flower in a sunlight, and then slowly turn into red. That's automatic. That's a balaye. When you put some color in the flower, then you actively using your action to make the flower red. जी स्वा बालके मैले फूल रातो बनाए. फूल रातो भयो. भयो is automatic. Rato बनाए is active. But Nepalbhasa verbs are adjectives are all in a verb category. There is no way you can say bala. Now, every single adjective you must have gu and ma. Masu gu gulaf swa. Tuyu gu long. Tuyu ma macha. Tuyu ma katamari. Katamari means dolls. So you must have a gu and ma to use the adjective in sentence. Without adjective, you cannot make a complete sentence. Just like a man without head, something like that. So that's why it is very important for you to understand the adjectives. Now the sentences I have given, I'm going to read. Tho tasbir bala. Remember I read that. Tho tasbir bala is automatic. Tho tasbir bala ta. Now you did something, then that tasbir became nice. Tho tasbir bala ta. So maybe you did something. Wo porsi masu. So porsi means sari. Wo porsi masu. The sari is yellow. Wo porsi masula. Now it was not masula before, but now it is masula. It's something happened. Maybe somebody put the holy powder, right? So you went to play holy and then somebody splashed all the color. Before it was white, when you play the holy, and it turned to what? Masu. So that's what the action bar, action. Same way, Waya Mikhatogwo. So his eyes are very big. I don't know you, and none of you have a big eyes. So Waya Mikhatogwo. So his eyes are very big. Waya Mikhatogwola. Now you just wake up from your, bed, and then suddenly your eyes become very big. Togola means it happened something. So these are the categories in Nepalbhasa. Usko, okay, how do you say in Nepali? Usko आँखा ठुलो भयो. Usko आँखा ठुलो छ. र उसको आँखा ठुलो भयो. So भयो and then ठुलो छ. It's a different, way of understanding. Waya na tofu. Yeah, his nose is very big. Then this after that, waya na tofu. Now, tofu, where one hat tofu is like that nose is big, and then his nose is big. So same way, where na tofu. So before it was not big, now it is becoming big. One had tofu color. Now he kind of made his own nose big. So that's the action verb. Simple adjective, regular adjective, something happened, change, and then actively made into big. Wo kati chipu, small stick. Waya kati chipu, his stick is cheap, thin. Waya kati chipu color, so he did something and then it becomes thin. One kati chipu color, so he is the one who did something. So these are the category of verbs based on the adjectives. So it might be a little bit difficult for right now, but eventually you will understand all this. Remember who wants to analyze and who wants to speak. I still have that question to you. So at the end of the session, on the 9th day, you have to prepare anyone who volunteered to speak up 2 minutes. All this comes together. Anyone who wants to analyze the text, I think it comes all together. So that's why I want to pay more attention on this. It might be too much for you to learn this within 2 hour period of time, but definitely it is helpful. What do you think? We still have a few more minutes. Do you want to take a, let's see, the time is about, 9 o'clock. सबै बिर्सिदियो ल भइहाल्यो अब आज जे पढ्यो सबै कुरो बिर्सेर अब अरु गफ गरौँ just to keep in mind, then you can review later on, not today but later on. Otherwise, if I just keep talking and talking, it won't go in your system, it won't go in your mind. So forget about everything. Keep in सिकेन आज ल भइहाल्यो छोड्दियो. Just forget about everything. Love something. Let's talk something different. Yes, sir. How is the life going on? So what's your plan for today? Maybe go that way. Do you have any plan? Somebody was a patrakar. Who was the patrakar? Ankit? So are you going to write something today? Or maybe you can write about, how you're learning the class from me. So maybe you can write that way.
I'll be writing that soon. Tara, I don't have any things to cover for now. I just wrote a piece about this art event that is taking place in Kathmandu Triennale. And I reviewed the exhibition for the Kathmandu Post. And अब Sunday reporting गर्न जाने. आज चाहिँ के reporting गर्न जाने.
Okay. Maybe we should stop recording, please. Anybody listening to me?